Hi there, it's Jen, and I'm back with another Inspired by video with Juliet and Jen. Today we're being inspired by designer Nancy Damiano, and she has such a great, clean style with lots of attention to detail. These are a couple of pages that are inspiring to me, and this is the page I'm going to be making today, Living Planet Aquarium, inspired by her, like I said, clean style with attention to detail. I'm going to be using the Scraptastic May kit. And this is, for my background, I'm going to use this My Mind's Eye paper from their On Trend collection. And it is aqua. It's a very subtle ombre, so it's a little bit darker at the top. And I thought that would be great for an aquarium layout, something about, it kind of feels oceany, that aqua color. So I am mounting my photos onto this piece of cardstock that came in the kit. And it is a really pretty shimmery cream colored cardstock, and I am just matting my photos right next to each other, and I'm pulling out a piece of wax paper to place my title on. And something that Nancy often does is kind of a central design, so everything is kind of centered down the middle of the page, and I'm going to be doing that today. So I'm using these thickers that also came in the kit, and they're a creamy, almost yellowy cream color with a gold line down the center. And like I said, the title will be Living Planet Aquarium, and that is the aquarium by our house. I've made a page about the Living Planet Aquarium before, and on that page, on that layout, I talked about how it's a tradition for us to go on my daughter's birthday, and this page is going to be about how they got a new they remodeled it. They moved locations and made it bigger and better. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about the new things that are at the aquarium. And so here I'm just pulling a few things from the kit. Those stickers, the globe and the little heart, are from, the globe, I think, no, they're not stickers. They're die cuts. They're from the I Am collection from Simple Stories. And that Whoa banner is from the printables that you can that you get with the Scraptastic kits. So what I'm doing now is, if you notice the very first layout that I posted of Nancy's, she did a bunch of words across the bottom of the page, and they're all the same font but all different colors, and then she put enamel dots in between them, and I just really love that look. So I'm trying to kind of mimic that, and it's just really a nice design. And so I thought I was going to use those older Lily Bee stickers because I have a lot of them in different colors, but I wasn't liking the way it was turning out. So I pulled these basic gray stickers, and I got these for super cheap at my Joann's. They stopped selling basic gray, and so they had a lot of stuff on sale, and so these sticker sheets were like 50 cents. So I have a lot of sheets of them, and they weren't quite the right color, so I'm using a blue Copic marker to alter the color so they look like that same teal color. And what I'm going to do is do 3 words across the bottom, and I'm going to do Shark Tunnel, which is the right photo is my daughter and my husband looking up at the sharks in the shark tunnel, and then on the left they're going over the new rope bridge, and then I'll put a word across the center that says jungle. And so those are 3 of the new exhibits or new features of the new and improved aquarium. And so that's kind of what I wanted to point out. So here I'm just placing those stickers on some wax paper so I can get it just right. So something that I really admire about Nancy's work is, like I said, she has really clean designs and clean lines, and things seem really straight and lined up. And so I just want to make sure that I get it right. So I'm not committing, not that I usually commit anyway, but I'm just trying to make sure I get everything lined up the way I want it. And I'm going to play around a little bit with the title, trying to decide how I want to split it up, split the words up for the main part of the title. And then here I'm going to take a minute and I'm trying to think of another thing that was new at the aquarium, and I was yelling to my husband, babe, what's new? And he couldn't think of anything, and so I had to go Google it. So that's what's taking me so long right here, right now. I'm just trying to think of another thing. And so here I've gone and Googled it, and now I'm coloring in the letters jungle. And I'm sorry because I didn't write down the number of that Copic, but you might be able to see the number if you look fast. I only have 6 Copic markers, and so I don't have a large collection. I don't use them very often. But anyway, so now I'm just trying to arrange everything. And something else about Nancy is that she really has a strong sense of balance on her layouts. Like, everything seems really intentional. And so I'm just being extra picky with what I'm using here. And I'm pulling a few enamel dots from my stash to stick between those words. And now I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the rest of the page. So I'm looking through some of the die cuts from the Simple Stories I Am collection that I pulled out that I thought might match this. And then I went into my stash because I remembered that I had some die cuts from Pink Paisley. That's their Hello Summer collection, and it has a lot of nautical themed items in it. And so I thought I would look through there to see if there was anything that I wanted to include on the layout. And I end up pulling a few things. I'm going to use that glittery blue whale, and I think I'm going to use a little label, like a little tab as well. Maybe 1 or 2 other things. So here I'm just searching through those die cuts. And I keep my die cuts in these little plastic photo holders. They're made by Iris. They're like the Iris cases. They're the same company. I don't know if the company is called Iris. Anyway, they sell them clear and green and pink, and my Michaels had them for super, super cheap one day, but only the pink ones. So I have a bunch of pink ones, and I keep my die cuts stored by manufacturer in those. So now I'm going to start adhering everything down, and I'm using that pink stripe paper is another My Mind's Eye on Trend paper. And I'm just going to stitch down the center of each stripe just to give it a little bit of extra texture and detail. And that's, again, something that Nancy does that I just love. And sometimes I don't think of the same things that she does, but just there's a lot in the details of her layouts. They seem simple, but I can look at them for so long and still find lots of little things to admire. So I love that about her. So I'm just taping the ends of the stitch or the thread onto the back of the paper. And yes, I sacrificed the gold polka dots for the base of my layout, but I think I have a second sheet of that paper. And I just kind of figure, why hoard things? Just use it for what it works. And I really like the way that this background turned out, so I'm not going to worry about the fact that I wasted gold polka dots. So now I'm kind of committing to everything and getting things stuck down. I am centering that word aquarium on the bottom. I think I'm going to shuffle these words around a few times before I finalize anything. And I'm going to type my journaling. So that's another thing that Nancy does. So she usually types her journaling. I don't know if she uses a typewriter or if she types it on her computer, but she rarely handwrites journaling. I don't know that I've seen her handwrite journaling. So I pulled out the typewriter and I'm just typing it on some white cardstock. And I thought I would give you just a look at my little old typewriter. It's just a gray Royal Quiet Deluxe. So it's fun. I really like using it. I'm not a great typist, and I almost always make a mistake when I'm doing journaling this way, but I think it's kind of adds to the fun, and it's just cute. I like the look of it. So you can always get the look of typed journaling just by using a typewriter font on your computer as well. But it doesn't have the same imperfections. So here's the paper, and I'm just going to, I'm typing a little subtitle to put at the top as well. So here's the journaling all done, and I'm just going to trim it, and I'm going to stick it right underneath those words at the bottom. And I'm going to dovetail the ends of it just to give it a little... sometimes when things are like journaling is just square, it kind of feels unfinished or like it doesn't belong. But if I dovetail the ends, then it feels like, I don't know, more designed or something. I don't know. But that's kind of my logic. So I'm going to do that at the top and the bottom to create some balance. And then I'm going to put the globe down at the bottom, and I'm just trying to find something to balance the globe. Since the globe on the right is kind of heavy, I want to balance it on the left side of the title. So right now I have those little arrows stuck down, but I'll end up switching them out for something else. But I'm going to play around a lot with these. And I really loved that acrylic arrow, but it just didn't end up working. So at the top, I ended up layering that circle that had the little heart in the center underneath my subtitle that says The New and Improved. So my title is The New and Improved Living Planet Aquarium. And then I'm going to put that whale down at the bottom, the very bottom. So there's kind of like, it goes from skinny to large to skinny again, if that makes sense. So the very top element is a little bit smaller, and then the title gets larger, then the photos are larger, and then it kind of goes back down the same way. The journaling isn't smaller. I guess I could have made it smaller, but anyway, that was kind of my thinking. So I'm going to move around these letters a few times to see if it helps to balance things, if I just move the letters around. I'm not loving that. I really want the letters to be centered, so I'm moving them back. And I'm going to use that die cut it's like a plastic die cut. It's not completely see-through, but it's a little bit see-through from Pink Paisley that says awesome. And I'm going to use that to the left of the photo. And that will balance the globe a little bit. And then I'm using this little ship steering wheel thing. What are those called? I don't know. To the left of the word aquarium, and it's gold, and so I'm really liking that. And so now I'm looking at my enamel dots because I feel like it's almost done, but it's not quite done. So I kind of want to mimic the way that I have the enamel dots on the bottom. I want to mimic that up at the top. And I didn't have any more of that light pink color, so I'm looking through some enamel dots that I made myself from perler beads. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to place those at the top. And ultimately, I don't super love the way that the enamel dots on the top look. I think I could have done without it, but I did it and it's done and it looks okay. So. And then I pulled out a perler pen, which just puts little dots of, it's gold, so little dots of gold. And then I'm tapping the back to smooth out the dots so that they don't have like a peak on them, like a pointed tip on the back of on the top of where I dropped the liquid, or I don't know, it dries and it looks like an enamel dot sort of, so you'll see in the close-ups. But so I'm just dotting a few of those around, and I messed these, it doesn't look like it from this angle really, but I messed up those drops next to the little tab that says awesome, so I just kind of pulled them off with some palette knives, and then I'm redoing them. And I'm going to do 5 right there, and then I'm going to add a few more at the bottom as well. And that is going to complete the layout for me today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed this series with, you know what? This is not the end. Well, I still hope you've enjoyed this series, but I went ahead and pulled out some washi tape. This is a super thick ombre washi tape, and I think it's by Pretty Pink Posh. I could be wrong. I got it in a Studio Calico kit a long time ago, but I'm ripping it and I'm placing it at the top and the bottom of the layout, and I love the way it looks. It kind of just gave it just the finishing touch that I needed, and it kind of looks like water a little bit. So I'm just ripping just random strips and layering them up together and then trimming them. And so that will be the final touch to my layout. So that really is the end, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching this series. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another layout inspired by a new designer. And be sure to check out Juliet's channel for her take on Nancy Damiano. And she always does great work, so I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.